Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to my channel. My name is Sarah. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. Today, I wanted to share this makeup look that is perfect for summer. Let's say you are a bridemaid or even a bride. You can definitely rock this look. Grab a snack, your brushes and eyeshadow palette, and let's get started. I'm starting off with my brows first. And for that, I'm using NYX brow pencil in the shade Espresso. I'm keeping the natural shape of my brows. All what I'll be doing is feathering in the product to my natural brow shape. And guys, you know, everyone's brow shape is different. You can try different techniques and see what works for your brow shape. I'm filling in spaces with my brow pencil and then combing them, just to keep my brows very natural. Now I'm cleaning up the brows. I'm using Born This Way Multi-Use Sculpting Concealer in the shade Natural Beige. Carving out the brows make a big difference. It makes the brows pop more, and if you haven't plucked one or two hair from your brows, this technique can help to get that clean finish. And for my eyeshadow base, I'm using the same Born This Way concealer to prep my eyelid. Then I'm setting my eyelids with Laura Mercier translucent powder. And for today's eye look, I'm using new Nude eyeshadow palette by Huda Beauty. I'll be using the first shade, that is Spanked, and I'm using a fluffy brush, and I'm going to go ahead and apply this shade directly into my crease, and I'm using windshield wiping motion. And then towards the outer corner of my eyes, I'm using flicking movements. If you have watched my videos, you know I like to do this kind of like flicking movement in the outer corner, as I have hooded eyes and I like the way it makes my eyes look. You guys will see the end result, how this makes a big difference. And guys, I'm going to be dipping back and forth into the shade Spanked just to get like more payoff and kind of like intensify that shade into my crease. Then using a small and a clean brush, I'm going to go ahead and use the shade Love Bite. The reason I'm using the shade Love Bite on top of the shade Spanked is to intensify the shade Spanked and also give myself a fake crease as I have hooded eyes. As you guys see, towards the outer corner of my eye, I'm emphasizing the shade Love Bite more, as it will help me give an elongated effect to my eye. Trust me, don't skip this step. Doing this step will take your eye look to the next level. Then I'm using the shade Tickle, and using a fluffy brush, I'm going to go ahead and apply this shade into my crease, and also I'm going to bring this shade above my crease towards my brow bone. This is only to diffuse any harsh lines that I have from the previous shades. Then I'm using shade Bare, and with a flat brush, I will apply it on my lid. Now going back in with the shade Love Bite, I'm going to use the same small brush and going to emphasize the shade in the outer corner of my eye. Now I'm going in with this shimmery shade Fantasy. I'm going to go ahead and apply this on my lid using my finger. So guys, I'm gonna go ahead and apply the shade Charmed on top of the shade Fantasy. I felt like the shade Fantasy didn't do much for the eyeshadow look or the eye look, so that's why I went in with the shade Charmed, thinking that, it may make a big difference. Then to make sure that everything is popping, I went in with the shade Kinky. I love the shade, like this was it. And using a small brush, I'm going to apply it into my inner corner as well, because it is very hard sometimes to get the shade in the inner corner of my eye with my nails and the fingers. So that's why, for that reason, I always try to use a flat or a small brush. And then I'm using CoverGirl eyeliner to do a quick wing. This step is very important. Every eye look I do, I make sure that I am tight lining my upper lash line. Here I'm using my one size black pencil to do that. Guys, I'm going to go ahead and apply my mascara and lashes off camera. Now I have my lashes on, we will be going in with the foundation. And for my foundation, I'm using Dior Forever foundation in the shade 4WO. This foundation claims to be transfer-proof 24-hour foundation, high perfection, concentrated floral skincare with sunscreen, broad spectrum SPF 15. And guys, no matter how much the foundation has SPF 15 or 30, I will highly suggest to wear sunscreen underneath your foundation to give your skin extra protection from the sun. I am using my damp beauty blender to apply the foundation. I'm starting off with a little amount of foundation and building up the coverage in layers. I feel doing so doesn't make your foundation look cakey. Then I'm going back with my Born This Way concealer, and I will be applying it under my eyes, in the center of my nose, forehead and chin. I am using a flat brush and applying a very little amount of concealer to clean out my liner or eyeshadow. In my opinion, doing this step gives your face a very lifted effect. Then using a damp beauty blender, I'm going to go ahead and blend my concealer under my eyes and wherever I have applied the concealer. I personally like using a damp beauty blender and instead of using a brush, because I feel like it blends the concealer beautifully when I'm using a damp beauty blender, and it makes my under eyes look less dry. So use whatever you feel works for you. To set my under eye and the rest of my face, I am using Mercier translucent powder. The key to avoid looking cakey is to start applying the powder in layers. I'm starting off with a little amount and then building up. This lets me see if my skin is looking dry and helps me to stop when I am overdoing the powder. To bronze up my face and to add color and dimension, I'm making this weird duck face. This is an old technique, but this really helps me to get an idea where I should be applying my bronzer. And for bronzer, I'm using Makeup by Mario Soft Sculpt Bronzer in the shade Dark. I will be using dabbing motions, and guys, avoid sweeping motions as it can mess with the foundation underneath. I will be applying the bronzer on my forehead and under my jawline as well. Also, I'm contouring my nose using Makeup by Mario bronzer. Then I am baking under my contour. I'm using Laura Mercier translucent powder, and using a flat brush, I'm going to bake it for 3 minutes. Using a large brush, I'm going to dust off all the powder. For my blush, I'm going in with Makeup Forever blush. It is such a beautiful pink mauve shade. I feel like it is going to complement my eyeshadows and the color of my blouse. I'm using It Cosmetic angle brush, and I'm going to apply the blush on top of the bronzer. I'm avoiding the apple of my cheeks as I feel like when I apply blush on the apple of my cheeks, it doesn't complement my face shape. I'm using dabbing movements and applying the blush, pressing it into my skin. And for my waterline, I'm going in with one size black pencil, and I'm going to go ahead and apply it in my waterline just to smoke it a little bit. And guys, after I have lined my waterline with the black pencil, I'm going in with the shade Spanked. I'm going to use a very small brush, and I'm going to go ahead and blend that black eye pencil and the shade Spanked together. Then I'm going in with the shade Love Bite. I'm going to use the same brush, and I'm going to apply the shade Love Bite on top of the shade Spanked and that black eye pencil that we applied in our waterline. I'm going to go ahead and blend all these 3 shades together. And guys, I'm using the shade Crave. I'm using a small and a clean brush. I'm going to go ahead and apply it in the inner corner of my eye. And for my mascara, I'm using L'Oreal mascara on my lower lashes. I did apply this mascara on my upper lashes as well. And to line my lips, I'm using Rare Beauty lip liner in the shade Gifted. And for my lipstick, I'm using Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk 2 Medium. And for my lip gloss, I'm using LA Girl Plumping Lip Gloss in the shade Plush. This is the final look. I hope you enjoyed it. If you haven't, don't forget to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up. I will see you in my next video. You guys have a good one. I love you all. Bye.